You're listening to Country Music Junkies, hosted by Patrice Whiffen. This week on Country Music Junkies, I am pleased to be speaking with Halifax singer-songwriter Brooklyn Blackmore. Brooklyn, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Even better now that I'm chatting with you. I know you've had a very busy fall. You just released a new music video, which I kind of want to start with for your track, Chasing the Sunset, just released a couple weeks ago. How did that go? How did it all happen? I mean, we're filming a video in COVID times. Tell me all about that.
Yeah, well, I was thinking for a long time, like, what am I going to put out here? Like, there's no shows going on. Like, there's nothing really happening around where I'm living. And I really wanted to do something for the people who follow me. And yeah, I reached out to the producer of my EP, which we'll talk about a little later, but he
Yeah.
also does video production. So we decided we would put together this little video for Chasing the Sunset, which is the first track off my album. And yeah, it all came together pretty quick. We did it in one day of shooting, and it was a lot of fun. It was my first time ever doing a video like that, so it was a lot of learning experiences for me for sure.
What was the biggest thing that you learned from that experience?
I'm not a very good actress.
Fair enough.
So yeah, but it was a lot of fun for sure. I mean, you gotta really just loosen up and have fun with it, and we all had a lot of fun filming it.
Oh, well, that's so good. I'm glad to hear that. And I mean, acting doesn't have to be your forte when singing and writing songs is. So you can't do everything. But I think you did a great job with that. And again, that music video just came out, so fans can check that out online. We'll also include a link in the posting of this interview. Now, I want to, as you kind of teased, I want to go back and talk about the EP. It's your debut EP, Get a Little Crazy. It was released at the beginning of this year, and then sort of COVID happened and things changed. So I'm sure that wasn't sort of in your mind when you released this music out to the world. But how has the last year been for you as far as fans receiving the music, the response to the music, all that sort of stuff?
Well, yeah, like you said, nobody really saw any of this coming. I released this in January, which is like a month or two before it all started getting really bad. And we had a big release party at a bar here called Monty's Show Bar.
Oh,
And
cool.
it was a really good turnout. We had a good time. I originally had planned to do a little maritime tour with the album, but that did not happen, unfortunately.
Right.
So maybe in the future I can look at something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've been doing a lot of just promotion online and playing gigs whenever I get the chance, which is not very often, unfortunately. But
At this point, understandably so. I feel like no
yeah,
one's no one's really playing music, but it's great that you have the online format to get the music out there.
absolutely.
The EP features 6 tracks. You mentioned that Chasing the Sunset is the first track on the EP. Can you talk to me a little bit about some of the stories that you're telling, as well as the sound of the EP for fans that maybe haven't heard it yet?
Yeah, well, actually, this was my first EP that I've released as well, so it's a lot of firsts for me this year.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like my growth as an artist so far from the beginning. I mean, I just kind of new to songwriting. I've reached out to a lot of co-writers, and we put this album together. I wrote with Bria McKinnon. She was a teacher at NSCC, and she was my vocal instructor at the time. So we
Oh,
wrote
no
the
way.
two together, and that's more of a like a slower ballad song. But then we have songs like Flower Child. I wrote that down in Nashville with Riley Madison, who is also locally from Nova Scotia, but she moved to Nashville. And Sadie Campbell, we all wrote that together, and that's more of a party tune, like traditional country song, summertime fun stuff. So
Of course.
there's a little bit of everything on the album.
That's awesome. And
We'll enjoy
I
it.
for sure. And I think that really does speak to it. There really is something for everyone, no matter what sort of mood you're in, the vibe you're in, the type of country style that you like. There really is something for everyone on that. So be sure to check out Brooklyn Blackmore's debut EP, Get a Little Crazy. Now, I got to ask the title for the EP. Was there sort of a story behind coming up with that?
Kind of, yeah. That's actually a lyric from the song I mentioned before,
Mm-hmm.
Flower Child.
Yeah.
And the song Flower Child was inspired by summer festivals, like music festivals. So I attended my very first music festival a couple years ago, and I realized I love that. That's the environment that I thrive in. So
Yeah.
I just really wanted to write a fun song to describe the experience for that.
I like it. And it's almost kind of ironic that that's the title of your EP because after the world kind of shut down, and it did get a little crazy.
It got a lot
A
crazy.
lot crazy. There you go. We may have to amend the title.
Yeah,
But
for
uh,
sure.
but no, that's awesome. Now, Brooklyn, if fans want to connect with you, learn more about you, your music, that kind of thing, where's the best place for them to go?
They can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Brooklyn Blackmore, and I also have a website, www.brooklynblackmore.ca.
Amazing. Brooklyn, thank you so much for chatting with us. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.